Hi there YouTube, and thank you for joining me. So today's video is going to be completely different to what I normally do. As you can see, I'm at home, and today I'm going to talk about cleaning my gear. So I've got my cameras here, I've got my lenses that I use, I've got some cleaning cloths, I've got a blower, important to have one of those, a couple of lens cloths, I've got some detergent, which I'm not going to use on my cameras, by the way. I'm going to use on the tripods, and a brush to get around the joins and the bits where all the grime are in the tripods. So let's start off then by cleaning this. Now this has now been relegated to my vlogging tripod. So this gets used pretty much every time I go out and do landscape photography. And as you can imagine, it gets mud on the ends. Let me just put that in this camera so you can see there, muddy ends on the feet. The twist locks are pretty grimy now. So I'm going to give it a damn good clean. I'm going to unscrew it all the way. Now I'm not going to pull it out because I did this once before and it was just a right old game to get it back in. And also these have got some protective, feels like protective oil or grease on them. So I'm just going to put a bit of detergent on this cloth. And then I'm going to clean the carbon fibre up to where the threaded part starts, not too close to it. I'm going to clean around the end of this, and then on the threaded part I'm just going to use this brush and just make sure there's no grit, sand or any other nasty stuff that's going to eventually wear it out. Already I can feel that that's screwing on there better than it was. And then this part, again, I'm just going to use the brush and just make sure there's no grimy bits inside there. Just clean that off. And then, there, see? Can't hear any grit now. Now that I can see all white, sort of salty looking grime around there, and that really has got some gunk in it, you can see that. So as you can see, there's lots of nasty, horrible grimy stuff around the end of there, and there's quite a bit of dirt that's fell out of it as well. So that could be mud, leaves, it looks white as well, so there's probably some salty deposits in there as well. So again, I'm just going to clean that off, unscrew that all the way, and then use the brush to make sure I've got that nice and clean. Clean that as well, and this bit. Now what you don't want to do is be squirting loads of stuff, especially on these parts. Because if they've already been treated with like an oil or a grease to keep them from failing, then detergent will actually get that off, so you don't want to be doing that. And what I'll do now that they're closed, squirt the feet just a little tiny bit, and then just give it a clean with this, and that's it, that's done. Now the ball head, just undo it, make sure that's nice and clean, just give all this a wipe, and that should be enough. And the same with the center column. Just make sure that that's nice and clean. Yeah, there's no dirt in there, but then I hardly ever use the center column. So that is that pretty much clean. And that's pretty much all you need to do to get your tripod nice and clean, is go through each and every one of these. So let's just go through this one. Right, I'm going to do the same now with my art size tripod. Get rid of that. This hasn't had a clean since I've had it. So now this one really doesn't need stripping down like the other one did in the same way, because it's still relatively new. I've only had it since what? How long have I had it now? 2 months? Yeah, I've had it about 2 months, so I really don't need to strip the whole thing down. But how you get the crap in there is if there's any mud deposits on the legs, when you push them back in and pull them out, constantly pushing them in and pulling them out, that's when it collects. And especially if you look at this one, so right in the end of this foot here, muck collects in there, and you end up with it getting pushed inside the actual you actually get it inside the twist locks if you're not careful. So it's important to keep those bits clean. So again, there, look, around the end you can see there's some dirt deposits there which need to be cleaned off. Now by doing this, this will significantly prolong the life of this tripod. The thing that fails the most on a tripod, if you ask any photographer that uses them on a regular basis, is either the twist locks or the thumb catches, which some people prefer. So as long as you keep those clean and try and prevent as much dirt as you can getting inside them, you'll prolong the life of it. Right, now I'm going to have a look at the head, make sure that's all nice and clean. Make sure there's no mud, bits of stuck on grass or leaves or anything like that stuck on it. So already got a little ding there, look. I was scrambling down a bank by a river and I put this down and it fell over. I scratched it, which I was a bit annoyed about, but there you go. Right. Now look, if there's quite a lot of dirt on here. I'm using a cover for the table, but yeah, there's quite a lot of dirt on here that's dropped out of these tripods, so they were definitely in need of a clean. Okay, next then, cameras. Now again, you've got to be careful what you squirt on these, or you know, you don't want to be going directly squirting stuff like this on there. It's okay to put it on a cloth. Now the first thing that I always do is take off the lens, and then with the blower tip the camera upside down. I'm sure you've seen this done before, and then blow off, if it's a DSLR, blow off the mirror. Now to blow the sensor off, you switch the camera on. And then in the menu, where is it? There we go, sensor cleaning. Find the one that says sensor cleaning in your menu. This is a Canon camera, by the way. Other manufacturers will probably have a similar sort of thing. Now, the thing about this camera is when you switch it on, it has an automatic sensor cleaner built into it, and what that does, it vibrates the sensor ever so slightly each time you switch it on, and that stops any dust collecting on it, but occasionally it's good to clean it manually. Mirror will lock up after manually cleaning the sensor. Turn power switch to off. So then you click OK, and the mirror's locked up, so that means now I can blow the sensor. And when I switch the power switch off, you'll hear it. The mirror's come back down. So that should be clean now. So lenses do the same sort of thing. So this is the camera end. So I'm just blowing that off, and then with a clean lens cloth, don't use these on it because these trap grit and dust in there, and you start rubbing it on there, you're going to end up scratching your lens. So this is really clean, but I'm going to just show you what I do anyway. So with a clean lens cloth, just gently wipe, circular motion like that. And then that element of the lens should be nice and clean. Same with this. Just blow it off and then give it a wipe. And that's it. And when I catch that in the light now, that is spotless, not a speck of dust on there at all. So now I'm going to put it back on the camera. And then with this cloth, I'm just going to put a bit of detergent on it, not much, you don't want to be soaking your camera, and then just clean the outside of it. Like so. That's it. That's all you need to do, really. I mean, unless you've like dropped it in a river or something like that, you know, you shouldn't get that dirty. The most that my cameras tend to get on them is marks from rain. Like if it rains on it and it dries, then you end up getting horrible grubby marks all over it, and my grubby finger marks all over it. So that is now clean, ready to go. I'll give the same treatment to this lens, blow it off, wipe the lens, put the cap back on, take the cap off this end, give it a blow. Now with this lens, the element is kind of sunk in a little bit, so you need to be really careful you don't trap any dust or grit or anything in there. If I catch it in the light, that looks fine, nice and clean. So that's that done. I'll just give the outside of it a wipe. Now, to be fair, I'm quite sort of OCD about my lenses. I keep them in bags, protective bags in my camera bag. So I try and keep them as clean as I possibly can at all times anyway. I don't really let them get that dirty. This is my 5D Mark II. I'm just going to do the same with this. Wipe the outside of the lens. Give that lens a wipe. It's nice and clean now. Clean that inside element there. Now, I'm going to do the same sensor cleaning process that I did with the other camera. So no, don't need to put live view on, do I? Well, the lens is off. That's a bit silly. So I need to find where it says sensor cleaning. There it is in the menu. Clean manually. Press OK. Up goes the mirror. Switch the power off and the mirror comes back down and you clean. Filters. I'll treat these the same as lenses. So just take out the polarizer. It's got a few finger marks on it. Bit of dust. Just give that a blow. Get all the dust off it. And then with the lens cloth, the only thing it does is you have to put your finger on the rotary wheel there just to stop the glass moving while you clean it. And clean the back. And that's it. I can now go back in the case. Job done. I've got some other filters in here, ND filters and grad filters, which I'll clean in the exact same way as I've just cleaned this polarizer. So that is basically all you need to do to keep your gear clean. How long did that take me? 10 minutes, 15 minutes? It'll definitely prolong the life of your gear, so I'll definitely recommend doing it. It's not a waste of time. And in particular your tripods. The gear that's failed on me the most is tripods. Now I've got two really high quality ones now, so hopefully they're going to last me a lot longer than the budget ones did. But I think with the budget ones I was guilty of not cleaning them regularly enough, and so the twist locks failed on them because they got so full of grit and salt water and stuff like that in the end it just ruined them. And the problem with them is it's not the actual steel threads. There's plastic components, plastic sort of shims and one thing and another inside them. And even these really expensive tripods, I mean, this three-legged thing, Winston, is, it's a pro level tripod. The shims on that are plastic. They're not metal or anything. And those are the bits that break and fail if you're not careful. And they're very difficult to buy and replace. So that's the cleaning done. Okay, on to the next part of this video. You may remember a little while ago I did a video where I offered you guys the opportunity to win a signed print of one of the images that I took during that shoot. And I have the print here in this tube. Now, I'm not going to take it out and show you, and I know that's a bit naughty, but I've already taken it out once to check that it's all okay, and it looks beautiful. The quality looks amazing. But the way it's packaged, I don't want to go through the whole process again and risk maybe creasing it or getting a mark on it or anything like that, because obviously this isn't mine, this is for someone else. So I'm going to tell you who won, and I'm going to read out his comment. Now before I read this to you, I just want to say I appreciate everybody that left comments. I loved all the comments, and I haven't chosen this because it's any better than anybody else's comments. They were all equally as good. I just needed to choose one and select one at random. And I chose this one. And this comment is from Sam. And his profile picture looks like a little bird of some kind. So Sam, if you're watching, you're going to get this print of the image that you chose, which I will put that image up now so you can see which one it is. And Sam said, my favourite image is the portrait format overexposed one. Why? As well as the fact that it's my preferred composition, you show that you can be creative with exposure to cope with the lighting you're faced with, and they can get a great result. At first I wasn't sure it worked, but it quickly grew on me, and it's, hang on, let me press the read more button, a good example of thinking outside the box or frame. See what he did there? That's clever, isn't it? Anyway, Sam, thank you very much for that. Thanks for taking part. Thank you for supporting me and watching my videos as well. And thank you to everybody that watches my videos. And this is something I plan to do more often. Just occasionally I'll give away a print to one of my viewers. Obviously I'm not going to overlap and give the same viewer another print, so by all means, Sam, leave comments in future videos, but this is the only one you're getting for free. So if you would like to, I'll put my email up here now, so if you would like to email me, Sam, and send me your details, how I can get this posted to you, and I will do that, and this will be yours. Right, that is it. That's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, just one more thing before I go. Give me a second. Literally while I was filming this video, I got a knock at the door and this arrived. I ordered it yesterday, and it's the Rode Wireless Go system. And what this is a wireless sort of lav mic system. Shall we do a quick unboxing? Yeah, let's do that, eh? Let's unbox it. I haven't even looked at it yet. I literally took it out of the packaging and sat back down and carried on with the video. So let's have a see what's in here, shall we? So, cables, what's that? That is a that's a USB cable, and that is another USB cable that's the same. Two fluffy clip-on bits that go on top of, oh, hang on, there's a cable there, little jack plug cable to go from the mic to your camera. Inside here we have the two little devices inside this nifty little pouch, padded pouch, which is quite nice. So one of these is the transmitter. Right, that one's the receiver. So that you can either, well, it's designed so you can clip that little thing there. You can use that as a, you slide that onto the hot shoe of your camera. Let's see how well it works, shall we? So that should slide on there. Oh yeah, there we go. And that's not going anywhere. So that goes on top of your camera. That you can either clip on your shirt, it's got a built-in microphone, or you can put it in your pocket and plug one of these into it, which is what I think I'll do, rather than having that thing hanging off my shirt. I'll put that in my pocket, clip this into it, and then what happens then is when I record my audio, I link this to my camera via this cable. So the audio will go straight onto the camera. I won't have to have a great big clumsy looking microphone on top of there, and I won't have to record audio separately and then sync it up when I edit like I'm doing now. So I'll be trying this out in the field maybe one day this week, see how I get on with it, and yeah, cool. So that's that then. Crikey, I nearly dropped it. So that's that. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some tips on how to keep your gear clean. And Sam, this will be on its way to you as soon as you email me with your address. And I'll see you in the next video.